Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. We got a whole bunch of news stories around the world that you're not hearing anywhere else. We got a major train derailment up in Saskatchewan, Canada. We have a warehouse fire. We have an ER in California saying, don't bring patients here. We're overwhelmed already. We have flooding in South Africa. We have issues going on with China that you have not yet heard about that really point to some serious things happening. We got a whole bunch of these reports. A rogue wave hitting a ship off the coast of Argentina and damaging it heavily. Okay, let's jump right into the report. Okay, this report is brought to you by On Scene Alert. This is one of the news sources that I use in order to stay on top of things. This is why I can break some stuff real fast. They do issue these briefings, global intelligence briefings, 3 times a week. They email them directly to you, and they're very comprehensive, as well as if there is a disaster in your area, they will text alert you directly, which is a huge help. All right, so Beijing, China. Semiconductors exports are declining. They're down 26.7% versus a year ago. And the reason for that, much of the reason for that, is the embargo that the United States has initiated on China. We are not allowing any Americans to work with semiconductor producers in China at all. Basically, if you work as an American with a Chinese semiconductor company, you will lose your citizenship. And that is the issue here right now. So this has caused a catastrophic crash in the production of semiconductors, and more of those factories are going to come offline as they are not going to be able to fulfill their orders, which means other companies inside China are not going to have semiconductors to build all their products with. This, as they're pointing out, increases the possibility of a Taiwan invasion, because Taiwan produces 92% of the world's most advanced semiconductors, and that would allow China to dominate the world market of semiconductors. It would be even more devastating than having one company controlling the production of oil across the world. So this is a huge deal. And it is definitely squeezing China to do something rash, and we may see that. Landings in Taiwan are actually very bad this time of year, so an invasion right now would be very difficult until late spring, when situation for landings would be much more favorable. All right, so California, third person has now died because of the Orange County warehouse fire. A large warehouse housing fireworks as well as other things, including furniture, burned down, and multiple people were killed. And it's a tragic thing, but warehouses continue to burn down, particularly in California. Whether this was arson or not is something that will continue to be investigated. In South Africa, we had flash flooding. 8 people were killed and 9 more people were missing, potentially also killed. We're seeing massive flooding in the Johannesburg area, and this is also going to be damaging crops out that way too. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of things going on in South Africa right now, from power issues to what's happening just with a population crisis over there, due to race and everything like that. All right, in California, Central California ambulances told not to transport patients if possible, as ERs are overflowing. This is the whole region across Fresno, Kings, Madero, and Tulare counties. This is not one hospital saying this. This is a whole region. 4 separate counties saying do not bring people to the ER unless their life is in danger. That is crazy. That is crazy. Places in the country that have the highest, poke rate are seemingly having their hospitals overwhelmed the most. That's something that I haven't seen borne out yet, but it just seems that way to me. Central African Republic, they have this measles outbreak, but it's also in 17 African countries. So we're having a big measles outbreak in Angola, Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Guyana, Kenya, Liberia, Mali, Mozambique, Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, and Togo. This is a big deal. You may have already been vaccinated against this, so you may be safe from this, but younger people inside Western countries may not be vaccinated against this because it was generally considered to be gone. All right, I know that I got vaccinated against it, but all right, Seattle, Washington, 7 die from flu. We're seeing this influenza is hitting hard across the board, and it's hitting early. We're seeing many deaths. We're seeing a higher rate of deaths now than what we have in previous years. It seems much more serious. People are speculating that it's going to be a very, very bad flu season. The fact that it's hitting so soon and seeing so many casualties is definitely not a good sign. El Salvador, in the capital as well as the surrounding area, they're deploying 10,000 security soldiers due to the fact that they're going to war against the gangs. Unlike the United States, El Salvador is concerned about the gangs who are moving things across their territory, including human smuggling. But this is a big deal because the gangs are heavily armed with a lot of weapons, and so the El Salvador military is actually being called out to deal with this. If the United States were to deal with this, we would need to deploy heavy weapons to the southern border as well, because a lot of these gangs have gotten so powerful that they are little militaries. North Carolina power outages, we reported on these previously, but on-scene alert. This is the on-scene alert from Monday morning, so this information is super relevant still here Tuesday afternoon, but just imagine getting these alerts first thing in the morning, Wednesday, Friday, and Mondays. All right, North Carolina, we still have the power outage. We have the investigation underway. Some of the speculation of why it may have happened, but once again, that is still speculation as of this time. 45,000 customers without electricity as of late Saturday, but also about 44,000 from my own independent research as of Sunday afternoon. So, and word was that people were not going to be getting switched back on until later this week. All right, Argentina coast, a rogue wave struck a cruise ship that was headed to Antarctica, and we are seeing that one person was killed, 4 more people were injured. The ship was able to make back to port without further event. Pharmacies in New York seeing shortages of hundreds of medicines, including critically important antibiotics. According to the FDA, of the 184 listed drugs on the shortage list, 123 are in severe shortage. And so we're seeing this with regard to amoxicillin, absolutely, as well as a lot of things doing with flu. The flu season is hitting early, and there's just not enough to go around. A lot of these are produced over in China. A massive train derailment in Saskatchewan, Canada, 2 kilometers northwest of Mattoon, Saskatchewan. We have about 20 cars off the rails, and people within 2.2 kilometer radius of the derailment are being contacted for evacuation. Obviously, as you can see from the picture, these rail cars caught fire as well. So they derailed and then caught fire. Massive oil tankers burning. Very serious situation. And of course, no word yet on how long it's going to take that rail line to get back into operation. But this is one of the main rail lines used to take oil out of the oil sands area. So this is how they're getting oil out of the oil sands. So this is going to be a disruption to the oil supply chain. Now, that oil can actually be used down in the American refineries. However, a lot of the oil that's produced in the United States cannot be used in the U.S. oil refineries. So this could make the refineries in the United States fall further behind. We'll see what that looks like. Reno, Nevada, 2 feet of snow in the Tahoe Mountains. Of course, we got a lot of snow all up north of there too, up in Idaho, Wyoming. They got pounded with snow as well, but we're not used to seeing 2 feet down in the Tahoe Mountains quite so much. And that is disrupting traffic as well as supply chain issues out there. Jakarta, Indonesia, Mount Semeru has started erupting. A lot of heavy rain caused a massive landslide on the volcano, and that uncovered the magma dome, and it then exploded, and we are seeing 2,000 people evacuated. The previous eruption, 10,000 people were evacuated, but also 51 people were killed last time this happened. So far, no fatalities, and there is a lava river, as well as the storm, coming off the mountain. We have, with regard to weather, this is a few days old, so take this with a grain of salt, but this normally comes out a lot faster, and these come directly to your inbox Monday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, this is already slightly outdated, but just to kind of give you an idea of what the forecasted snowfall is, you get this directly to your mailbox. You can kind of see what's kind of going on with the weather and everything like that. If you want to check out Global On-Scene Alert, you can get a free subscription for a month to kind of try it out. That you can find the link down below and also in the pinned comment, and that will it ends up being about $7 a month. Make sure you use the code that I have there in order to get down to about $7 a month, and it's a great resource. It's not for everyone. If you're really tight on budget, or you're really just trying to stock up and you don't need more information, then this may not be a great match for you. But if you want to have alerts to you if there is something happening, like a gunman or something like that in your area, you would get those instantaneously almost, and that is a huge win. Mike over there is a fantastic guy, and he's had a lot of background in doing disaster relief with and crisis management with FEMA, as well as several other government organizations, entities out there, and he's got a lot of context where he's able to quickly verify a lot of this information. All right, folks, you want to check that down below. Otherwise, there's a video up on the screen. I can see you over there, or I'll see you later. God bless you all.